the man himself, Haddon's house, Albert Scott.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Like the Auckland Burger game, I might get some flack for this one. This might be a soundbite, but I'm gonna say Auckland has the best burger game in the world. I'll not even lie. Like, come at me. The amount of burgers, the quality burgers that we got here in Auckland.
Yeah.
I've been to the States. It's unmatched.
Tell us what was it like being back in the 685?
I can't see the side of the boat, and I can't see I just can't gauge. Just all he's doing is this. And I got out and I looked at it, and I was like that, like half an inch, like maybe like 2 centimeters away from the side of the boat, not knowing that the next car that came next to me was the same amount of length away from me. I tried to stay there and I was like, nah, I can't do this, and I jumped out the window.
Tell us, what's up with Samoan, the Auckland rugby?
Samoan rugby, the village game, or everyone knows as the village game. Like you seen the video, there was rubbish, it was bottling trees, trying to hide their pizza boxes underneath some branches, and beer bottles everywhere. But what are our people doing when they're there, when the thousands of people are there watching these games and seeing this happening, drinking like in the park, like, and leaving a mess? That was overboard. You got all the Los Angeles that are throwing each other under the bus who were drinking now. You go out and watch all the time. I don't know if I'll be able to get watching now. They might throw a bottle at me.
Mandate. Welcome to Mandate, where we navigate fresh perspectives and nothing is off the table. Tonight's guest is from Tāmaki Makaurau. He is from the 275 out of Mangere or Mangere in South Okilani. He is an interesting man. He's quite entrepreneurial, business-minded. The man is also, he works at Foundation North as well. The man is also the king, one of the kings in the Brigger Pop land. Obviously, you know the name, Haddon House. I'm hoping it's not giving away too much. But also the man is just an amazing individual. He has an amazing story to share. But also he's also a content creator as well. You see him many times on social media platforms all across the board. And so please put your hands together to this amazing individual, the man himself, head of his house, Albert Scott.
You really blew me up, bro. You really blew me up.
Uso, man. Hey, Uso, man, thank you. I know the camera's just on now. We were having a great conversation, Albert, and I appreciate it, because this one is, I think people tend to think, hey, Albert, you come on and think, 21 questions, and then you think, I'm getting interviewed or interrogated. But it's not the case, Uso. We want you to feel safe, but also we just want to have a conversation. A talanoa, just two Usos having a talanoa. But I thought, where do we start, Uso? Because obviously, Haddon House, that's massive. Your burgers are off the chain as well. Yeah. You're going around to different places. Your content creation is off the chain as well in terms of being certified. And so if if they're certified, then they're good. They're good.
I appreciate it.
And so, but also the work that you do, because I'm not too sure if anyone knows, or too many people know. Also, I know a lot of your close friends know this in terms of you being the engagement advisor at Foundation North. Yeah. But I thought maybe we can start there also. So engagement advisor, Foundation North, people think, that's the guy to talk to in terms of funding and so forth. But tell us also, what's the ethos around that, and how, what do you do? What does it entail being the engagement advisor?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me on. Also,
awesome.
Like you said, so we probably had a half an hour conversation beforehand, and I was trying to figure out what octave voice I needed for when the camera started. I found my voice go, I need to talk like this. But as an engagement advisor for Foundation North, man, it really was a pivotal moment in my life. Like I reckon in my career, at the time I was working at the council with politicians, so I had the privilege to work alongside the Aorere Park local board and the Mangere local board, and had a few run-ins with my uso, the late great Whanana Efeso Collins, and the trailblazer that he was, and I was getting, I would say there's a certain point where you feel like you've clocked the game, or you've reached your time at somewhere, and that's what I felt like. It was almost the first time in my career that I felt like, man, I can actually choose where I want to go. It wasn't I need to get a job here. I actually got to choose somewhere I wanted to go, and that's what Foundation North was for me at the time. So I was their values at the time, or what drew me to the role was, man, they wanted to work in South Auckland. They wanted to work with our people in Pacific, and I've always looked for jobs that entailed helping our people and working out south. So yeah, man, jumped on board, and most times, bro, when people see Foundation North, and if they know me, they see me, it's almost like dollar signs on top of my head, or they think I've got the credit card to pay for everything. But my role really is to make sure that organizations or community groups feel comfortable and understand, I guess, the process really, and journey alongside them to make sure that they feel confident. Foundation North, we're a grantor, so we've got money to grant back to our community. So my job is to make sure that they feel comfortable. And what I tell everyone is, it's like translating English into English. Like anything, like any like system that's in place, whether it's with council or in philanthropy where I'm at now, it's all around understanding the language. And what, you might have this amazing cope-up or this amazing thing that you're doing, but having to translate that onto a piece of paper for someone to understand, who may not know where you come from, that's an art in itself. So my job is to make sure that they can translate all that cool, amazing stuff they're doing onto a paper so it can be understood, I guess, on our end, so they can get a fair shot at some funding.
Oh man,
so that's the nuts and bolts of it also, yeah.
Bro, that's awesome. I like that, because I know we've had a conversation around what you do as well, and so early on in the year, and so it's been cool, and it's even better to sit down and have a talanoa. Obviously, the work that you do in Foundation North. Interesting what you said just a few seconds ago, or a few minutes ago. You said, "Hey, people look at you. Oh, that's the guy to go to. That's the guy I need to talk to. Albert, the dollar signs. Maybe he can help me with my application and my proposal and so forth." So what's it like? What do you do? Because sometimes I can imagine people come over to you, "Albert, please help me. How do I do this and that?" Yeah. How do you kind of not tame it, but kind of say, "Hey guys, this is what I do," but don't try and get it to me and think, "Hey, I'm the guy who's going to make sure things are going to get the green light."
Yeah, usually.
What do you do to those individuals who try to push their luck, so to speak?
I usually ask them to buy me a coffee because I've got no money. And they're like, "Oh, you got no money? How am I going to get my money?" Man, I think like I'm quite lucky because I work out south, and I always say, my thing is, anytime when you're doing community engagement, to be a really good engagement person, whatever advisor you are, you got to be able to be invited into rooms without the hat that you have on. You can be invited into rooms as you are, the person that you are, the community person that you are. Because in all honesty, like, we understand there's a power dynamic when I walk into a room if I have my Foundation North hat on. But in most cases, when I walk into spaces, because of the connections that I have already in the community, they don't see Foundation North first. They see Bucky first. They see Albert first, the guy who was, he was telling all the jokes before, or the guy who, used to work at the Otada Leisure Centre in the gym. Believe it or not, about 20 kgs ago, I used to work in the gym. Just that guy out in the community in Mangere. They see that person first. And having that genuine connection just allows us to have that initial conversation first. And that way it's more of a relational conversation. And that's not even with Foundation North, that's with any sort of engagement. It all starts with like relationship. And once you have built that genuine relationship, then you can have like honest, genuine conversations. Because those conversations aren't always like really happy conversations. A lot of those conversations that we're having initially are like, that's a great idea. We may need to scale down for X amount of factors, or have you thought of this? Have you thought of that? And it's only in my mind, it's only to make sure that they have the best opportunity to be able to succeed. And that's probably the biggest thing about it. I think the key thing that I always tell my groups, organizations, isn't that they're going to get the money. My job is to put you in the best position to succeed.
Yeah. I appreciate that also, because I think even more so after this. Was it the hope, Albert, that more of our community, more of our people come and have a conversation with you in terms of engaging, and also just getting some real good advice, sound advice in terms of what do I need to do, how do I cross my T's and dot my I's and so forth. And so, because you're in a position, and it's a real privilege, I feel like a real privileged position, that you're in there, and you're probably one of the very few Islanders, also.
Yeah.
Very few Islanders. And so, have there been instances where people are like, "Oh, this guy's in a space," or have you even felt you were in a space where, obviously there's a lot of balangis there, but how do you kind of hold that space for yourself, but also for our people?
Yeah, it's a good question. Man, I think honestly, my wife plays a huge role in it, and my family, like especially my wife. I remember coming home like my wife works in youth, and I always tell the story. Like my wife is like, she got like a business degree, and that's what we met. And she did I don't know, accounting, or she was working for an accounting firm for a while we were dating, and then proposed and all that, and they got all that stuff out of the way, and then we had a conversation. She's like, "Man, I don't think accounting's good for me. I think I want to be a youth worker." And I was like, "Are you sure?" Because I had my financial plan set out. Like I'm gonna chill out because finance people get paid heaps. I got catfished. But man,
so sad.
But it's been the biggest blessing in terms of like being grounded, because the work that she does with, and her team does with youth and like youth homelessness and all that, just keeps me so grounded. Working in the space, like, man, I come home. I remember one time I came home and I was like, "Oh man, babe, I had such a hard day, all these meetings, and I talked to this guy about like funding, and he wasn't happy, and la 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 la." And she just sat there with a smile on her face. She's like, "Oh babe, hold on, can you give me 5 minutes?" And this is like probably like 5:30. I was like, after she's like, "Oh, just hold on, give me 5 minutes. I'm just on the phone, and then I'll talk to you." And I was like, "Okay, sweet." So I'm moping around like, "Oh man, woe was me, having my own little pity party." And I talked to her, I said, "Oh, I'll tell her about it by day." And she's just smiling. She said, "Oh, babe, it's gonna be okay." Then I thought of her, and I was like, "Oh, hey, how was your day?" And she says, "Oh, yeah, it was a typical day. Just had a single mom with a newborn baby. She's been in the car for like 2 weeks. We've finally got her accommodation." And I went, "I'll never complain about my job again."
Yeah.
Like, it just puts everything into perspective. And that's the beauty of just having my wife there. Just keep me grounded. And also just my friends, my friend group that I have around me, just real hard workers. My parents who still work in the labor industry as well. Like mom, real loyal. Mom's been at the same place for like 25 years. Dad now's been in the same place for a while now as well. Just loyal, hard workers, like waking up at 4 a.m, still going to work at his age. Mom's saying waking up at like 5, getting ready to work at 6. Like all that stuff. We're lucky enough because we live together. I still get to see, and the privileges of being able to work from home, or like work, to talk for a job. It comes from the hard work that they put in. But that, like seeing, like actually being able to see it every day, like allows me to go, "Oh, actually, the job that I have now is a privilege afforded to me by them."
Hey, just wanted to say very quickly, just want to make a quick announcement. Hey, thank you to our sponsors, AOKNZ, which stands for Acts of Kindness. And so they are an organization that does suicide prevention, intervention, and wellbeing training or programs, workshops up and down the country. And so thank you for them for sponsoring the Mandate podcast. And so, hey, if you need to be equipped to have these life supporting conversations, check them out, AOKNZ.
So yeah, that keeps me grounded, especially in spaces where like you're the only, like there are very few people that look like you in those spaces. It gives you confidence, because you can get like, you either get really down or you just conform, I think. And I'm just lucky I'm grounded, grounded in my faith and grounded with my family. I have an amazing wife, 4 kids. It's just really appreciative. Like reflecting now, just seeing when you asked me the question, I was like, man, I'm just really appreciative of them.
That's cool. So, and it sounds like you're very grateful. Obviously, props to your wife. Your wife's name also? What's her name?
Maylene.
Maylene, mate. My love, Maylene. Props to your amazing husband there.
Build me up so much.
But also because you talk about culture and community. Obviously, Mangere or Mangere. I don't know, you're proud 679, 685, baby. And so you just recently, you in Samoa, you in 685 just recently. So, and so we talked about it earlier on in terms of culture and identity and people going back to embracing their roots, their heritage. Tell us what was it like being back in the 685?
Man, it was so it was my second time back. But I always say this is actually my first proper time. Because the first time I went back for a wedding, and I was only sort of there for 4 days. I was young, so I was really in the city. I didn't really do anything else. But this time around, it was the first time I got to take my whole family back. And man, to be honest, I felt like I don't know about anyone else's experience, but man, I was almost like starstruck. It reminded me of when I went to Hollywood and I saw like all the cool like the Walk of Fame, and I did like the wax museum and stuff, like stuff you see in the movies. That's what I felt like when I was over there, and mostly it was because I got to drive around a lot, and
Nice.
it was all of like the villages that everyone would talk about, and like all of the conversations they'd have about it. Like I could finally like connect a place, like the name to the place, and you could see it like, oh man, that's why they talk about it like this. Or like when my auntie was saying that she walked from here to there, actually drove it, and I was like, man, that's so cool. So I was more starstruck, like when which is weird, like of the villages and the signs and the places. I mean, coming back from Samoa, while I was over there, like I told my wife, man, I've got this real desire to make sure that my kids are able to go back every 2 to 3 years, and it's like it's expensive. Like I mean, like having to juggle all those jobs and trying to get the airfares paid and all of that. But man, I just feel like the more generations we go, myself I'm New Zealand born, my kids are New Zealand born, and it took me 35 years to go back, and feel this connection. I mean, I don't want my kids to have to not feel that connection back home, because that's our lineage, that's where we're from, and if, it's one thing to say it, and like speak it even, but man, to go back and actually touch our whanua, walk on it, like see it, be there with the people, like man, it's different. It hits different. So man, it's like, yeah, there's just a deeper appreciation to I guess like just to hold, like almost to hold on and cherish the culture. Like, and I'm like, by no means am I expert in like Samoa and the culture and that, but man, there's just this deep desire to make sure that we stay connected and to work on it. Like our family house was always in Mangere. I did my schooling out sort of central-ish. I don't even know if it's central, West Auckland. My dad bought a house out in like sort of Mount Ruskell area, and I went to like my college. I went to Linfield College, and like there's always that whole identity issue. Like being out there at the time, we were like one of a few island families that were there, and in there you're seen as the islander, right? You're islander, but you are 100% islander. Come back ourselves, because our church was ourselves. So you're the guy from over the bridge over there. So you're that plastic guy. And then if you take it further, like man, you get back to Samoa, they're like, bro, are you even Samoan? Like that was the mindset that we grew up with. Like, and it's only taking me 35 years to really. I'll say that probably the last like 5 to 7 years to really like. Really understand that, like, and you hear it a lot now. Like, it doesn't matter what the percentage is, but you are your culture. Like, I am Samoan, I am Fijian. I'm not half Samoan. I'm not half Fijian. Like those equations or those percentages. I am Samoan. I am Fijian, and that's what I tell my kids. And I'm really deliberate about it. And when you talk like that, and your kids talk like that, they embrace that.
Yeah, man, I would love also. And so, what's the villages? Mum's village, or
yeah. So, sorry. Mum's villages. Salisatili, Salailua, Leonge. Dad, my dad's Fijian. He's passed away now. Gone to a better place. He's from Fiji. That's city in the Highlands. From what I'm aware, most of our family are from Wailuku and sort of reside in the Lami area now. But my stepdad, or I don't even call him my stepdad, as much as my dad that's there now, he's from Ewell. So beautiful place out there, and yeah.
man, awesome. Yeah, that's so cool. I think there's an influx of people going back to the islands, and even if they're not going to the islands, but there's a cool conversation. I'm glad that we're having the conversation in terms of what does it mean to be Samoan, what does it mean to be Cook Island or Niuean, Fijian, or Tokelau or Tongan. And I love it that people are embracing it, like you said. And there's been times where, you're half Samoan, you're quarter Samoan, and you this and that. It doesn't make you a full Samoan. And you always say, I'm full 100% Samoan. But you're right, I like what you said. It doesn't matter what percentage of Samoan or Niuean or Tokelau. you Tokalao and your Samoa and your Tongan.
Yeah.
And I think the cool thing about it is that people are now embracing it, but all they're celebrating. They're celebrating, hey, this is my culture. This is who I am. And I know you did some content as well while you were in Samoa as well, hey?
Yeah. No, man, that was it was more so just the experiences here, like over there, like the one that got me the most was going from Upolu to Savai on the boat and having to drive the van on like
On the ferry.
on the ferry. That's like an experience in itself. Like the anxiety that you have, and it's probably the first time that I realized that I was probably claustrophobic, because no one told me how to do it. They just gave me the ticket and they were like, just follow the guy. And I was like, oh yeah, sweet. And I thought it'd be a cool experience to video, and lucky I did, because I got to or I don't know if it's lucky because I have to relive the trauma of it, but you go, like, I'm in the van. If you're going to be in Samoa, you just follow the line, you follow the guy in, you go over into the boat, and then there's this guy, he's directing you, and he says, put your windows in, your mirrors. So we put the mirrors in, and we can't see anything. And he's like, yeah, come through. And he says, stop. I'm like, okay, sweet, that must be it. And he's like, no. And he looks at me and he's like, with his finger, like this, just with his finger, like this. And I can't see the side of I can't see the side of the boat, and I can't see, I just can't gauge distance. And all he's doing is this.
So what happened? Did you drive?
So I drove all the way in
No
like
mirrors,
that.
no mirrors.
No mirrors. In. And I got out and I looked at it, and I was like that, like half an inch, like maybe like 2 centimeters away from the side of the boat. And I was like, oh yeah, sweet, I'll be all right. I'll stay in my car and relax. Not knowing it, because I was like, oh, I'll be able to open my door and get out. Not knowing that the next car that came next to me was the same amount of length away from me. And then I just felt like the whole earth closed in on me.
Closing.
Bro, I put my window down, bro, and I tried to stay there, and I was like, nah, I can't do this. And I jumped out the window, and I got out to the front. But that was an experience of itself.
Man.
I just couldn't. The accuracy of the guy to just be just to move his finger to tell me to go left, right.
So he was actually giving you directions like left.
Yeah, no, with his finger. So he was just like this. He was just going. He not even talking to me. He was just like this, just like that.
Heck?
And by the end, I was like, bro, I'm hitting the car. And I got out and I looked, and I was literally like a centimeter away from the side of the boat. And I was like, man, I can't pay the excess on this rental, man.
What the heck?
Yeah, man. But that was an experience in itself. It's crazy.
Man, because you're fortunate, you're lucky, because I've never been to Savai. I always say Savai is beautiful, beautiful, and obviously Upolu, but Savai is beautiful. And so, oh man, what an experience. How about the other one, the other video when you were in the beach, you were in your sunglasses, I always see you in the sunglasses on the beach. There's some tourists there.
Now see, I knew this is the thing, you're trying to catch me up. I knew this was gonna happen. Nah, that was not me. So I was just waiting. I was like, and you had your shirt off, and I was like, I never had my shirt off. I was waiting for that. I was like, nah, man, that was not me. I was not there after night. Hey, did that video come out?
Oh man, hey Denton, do you remember that one, Denton? Oh man, no.
See, just stitch me up, bro. Get me in trouble.
So I'll be like, what sunglasses?
Sunglasses. There's only one time.
Oh, what a cool experience also. No, that's so cool. But obviously, you're very proud of your roots, your Fijian roots and your Samoan roots as well. And obviously, being a New Zealander Kiwi, but also I also want to touch base as well. Besides the culture aspect, but also you seem very entrepreneurial. You mentioned a bit about business. Your wife was business and accounting, but as much as I've known you just not too long ago, but you seem very well in the business sense. Very entrepreneurial, and you know where this is heading. This is heading to what you're doing in terms of your burgers, the burger pop up Haddon House, also, and you. Tell us, because I know you mentioned it before, I think you may have told the story before, but tell us the story, how it all kind of stemmed, how it all kind of started, the burgers and so forth, because I think it's a very interesting story how it started.
Yeah, shucks. So, man, it would have been about, I can't remember how long we've been in business now, like 3-4 years now. But essentially, it started as a fundraiser. So every year back then we used to take a team down to, and those who know the Mata Mata Sports Camp that goes down every year. We've been doing it for the past, our team is, we're called Owned. So we've been doing it for the past 15 years now. We're not probably one of the younger teams that are down there compared to some of the older ones. But every year, we take a whole bunch of young people down, and every year, as young people do, they don't tell you that they don't have money the day before, and we're scrambling around trying to like ask our mates, hey, can you sponsor this kid? Can you sponsor that kid? And then I just had enough here, and I was like, you know what, we're gonna do some platters. And at the time I was smoking meat, so I prided myself on smoked meats, and then the burger thing was just like suddenly we thought we'd add to the platter, and the plan was just to do it for 4 weeks. So I go away to work, I come back, my wife's got my wife and my sister, I only got one sister, so my wife and my sister had a Instagram page set up, logo done. My sister did the first logo of Haddon House, and it was all go. And I was like, "What is going on?" And at that time, I knew nothing about social media really, outside of like watching like funny cat videos and stuff like that, or getting the updates on the NRL. Like that was it. That was the extent of my Facebook and Instagram. So fast forward, we do the platters. They go off and we were just doing home orders. So you had to pre-order, come to our house, pick up the order, or pick up hot food. And I think at the time we were doing it, I don't think anyone was really doing it, like doing home orders. And there might have been some bakers that were doing it, but in terms of hot food, like pre-ordered hot food, I don't think there were many people doing it. So they had to come in, pre-order, they pick up the food and go. And my plan was after the 4 weeks, I was like, oh, well, that's it, just shut down the page. But after the 4 weeks, we had like 3,000-4,000 followers. And I was like, well, I didn't know what they meant. So I was like,
hold up. After the 3,000-4,000?
Yeah.
Just like that?
Yeah, well, I didn't know what they meant. So I was going to tell them, just shut down the page. Because we finished the fundraiser. And they're like, my sister and my wife, they're a lot more, especially my sister, she's a lot more, she's like 7 years younger than me, so she knows a lot more about this, like social media at the time, the social media stuff. And she's like, you can't. I was like, why not? She's like, because you've got all these people like following you. They were like, oh yes, then it just sort of organically evolved from there, and then we just found out that people really liked the burgers. It took us a while to really, I find to perfect it. And I take pride in like just what it takes to put a burger together. I know you're a burger person, who's like, we've had conversations about burgers, but man, just like the sound like philosophical, but like just the simplicity and the beauty of a double cheeseburger. Like just the simplicity of it and the beauty of it. Like, man, it's like I think it's the perfect burger. And it's the burger that if I go to a burger place, that's the burger I get. I don't get any of the fancy stuff. I go in and I get a double cheese, because you can't hide behind a double cheese.
Right.
Like everything has to be balanced and perfect. And and for us, like, man, you pay you pay $20 for a Haddon House burger, and in my mind, if you're paying $20 for a burger, then that burger better be bloody good. So yeah, I mean, like for us, like that burger, my big thing is with our burgers, you gotta make sure that the first bite tastes exactly the same as the last bite, And there's all other things like the balance of the burger, the weight of the burger,
The seasoning,
the meat, the meat content, like the fat, the fat ratio, the seasoning. It's all just got to be on point. It all got to be balanced, right? Like there's no you can't do any gimmicks around like a double cheese. It just is what it is, and it's either good or it's not, and you can smell it. Like you can smell if it's good or not, and like your one's Zeus. I'm telling you now. So Or already they're certified.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
man, certified. Man, hey, I feel privileged that they're certified,
Thanks.
man. Bro, coming from you, bro, that's why you're the master. Uzo. You're the master of the Haddon House, bro. Hey, listen, I need to come and taste because what I'm hearing, Uzo, man, the reviews, the Haddon House burgers, the OG smash. It's legit, man, legit. And so, bro, because obviously you and I burger, we love our burgers. You and I are on the same page in terms of it has to be a double cheeseburger, man. And I'm not big on the big gourmet burgers. Great if you're doing that, awesome. That's cool. But you're right. You and I are the same in terms of, man, it has to be a double cheeseburger. The patty, the meat, the ratio, the cheese, the American cheese, or whatever cheese you choose. But for me, it's American cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has to be the process. American cheese.
Like my thing is like, man, I didn't even know that. Like, I didn't do much when I did the burgers. I didn't do much, like historical research on it. Sorry, until the burgers started getting popular, like real popular, and then I started doing some research on like what is a smash burger and how do you smash it? What's the history of a smash burger and what are the different types of smash burgers? And what I found is that like, man, like I was like quite proud because we trusted our palate at the time. And we were doing stuff that everyone else was doing. We just didn't know that we were doing it, which is really cool. But there's just this uniqueness about it because I chose normal cheese, like the cheese that you rip out of a paper, because it's nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
Like I didn't eat like fancy cheese growing up. Like if we had cheese, it was cheese in a packet. And like a big part of the Haddon House burgers is that we hope that it gives you like a nostalgic feel back to like, I mean, if you grew up like us, like
lunchtime,
like lunchtime, like I'm not gonna have like cheese with holes in it. Like I had like a processed piece of cheese.
So Swiss cheese.
You know, like I was like, bro, well, why would I buy Swiss cheese? There's a hole in it. It's missing pieces. You know, like and I've tried the fancier cheeses and it just doesn't taste the same. So like there's the bun, like for us the bun we use is like a denser denser bun, and for me at the time I was like, man, I remember eating dense buns. I didn't have like a brioche bun growing up. I didn't even know what a brioche bun was until I started the burger stuff.
Good,
I just thought it was like a croissant. It shows how much culinary experience I've got. Like, you know, I didn't know what it was. I just knew that like when we grew up we had like the buns were denser. Now when I did the research, I figured out that a denser bun with a saucier burger, it holds its integrity,
bro. Good.
So it doesn't become soggy.
That's cool.
So,
cool.
like, they put all these technical things around it, but man, it was all trial and error and just feel. And I think, like, man, I mean, even an entrepreneurial game, or if you have like an idea or whatever, man, if you believe in it, you just gotta back it. And I think that's what we did.
Cool.
Like, we backed our palate. We backed like what we thought was good. And it's a little bit about like the content stuff, like that we're doing at the moment. It's such a mixed bag. Like when people ask me what Haddon House is, if you asked me like a year ago or a year and a half ago, I'd say, we're a burger business, you know.
But it's more than that now, eh? It's more than
like,
just the burgers.
Yeah, it's like it's whatever. Like at the moment, it's like whatever we want it to be. To be really honest, like it's what we find fun and funny and or like serious. So you go on there, you'd be like, there'd be a funny video on there right next to a really serious video that's there, and then a video right next to it about origin eligibility, and then like another one about a burger pop-up. So you're getting like, what is going on? But I mean, that works for us. We found that works for us, and it keeps it fun too, man. Like I'm enjoying it at the moment. I'm enjoying the content a lot more as well.
Oh, bro, it shows it. I can see when you're doing your content, it seems like you're having a blast, Albert. I saw the one just recently. Was it the one in the church?
So no, because you know what,
you should make us feel better. You should make us feel better.
No, because I remember I was telling my wife, like, when that trend came out, everyone's like doing like, so they're just like talking back to it. But when I saw it, I was like, because like it's that T-Pain song and like dun 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 dun, and you're supposed to just react to the echo. Well, I think it's that song. I can't remember what song it is. Probably hummed the wrong song. But anyway, I vividly remember being at church one time and we had like a Sunday school prize giving, and I remember one of the girls, like I don't think she ever came to like any of the Sunday school, so she just turned up to catch up with everyone. But if you turn up, you still get a chocolate, and you still have to go up And my sis turned up. I'm pretty sure it wasn't club, but wasn't clubbing because it was at night time. But there were some pretty like short shorts, and we used to stand at the back of church, like in the kitchen. We used to hide in the kitchen, and bro, they called her name up, and boy, I remember walking up, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" You could just see like the heads turning, that's going, like just giving the eyes, and I was like, "Man." So just automatically, they're nostalgic, like just those funny memories. Man, look back now and you laugh. At the time, it was probably traumatic, but
So you just look at when she was growing up and just for the chocolates.
She's going for chocolates, but she had like a real short skirt on, and you could just see like the old ladies going, "Look at this girl over here." Bro, I was like, "Oh, mate, it was funny, man." Yeah, so just tough, man. Other stuff I find funny.
But it works. It works, Albert. But you know where it works, Albert, because you're just being Albert. I think I think people need to understand that because you're authentically Albert, you know, and I think it works because when I watch it, I laugh, and I think we'll touch base on something that's quite controversial at the moment, but we'll touch on it now. We'll touch on it otherwise. Otherwise, I don't know, something might happen to both of us. This episode might be cancelled. But also, go back to the burgers. You're right. I totally agree with you also. And I like it. I like it that you said, hey, double cheeseburger, basic, and the sauce. Sauce is...
Yeah.
And I'm hearing the OG smash. The sauce is amazing also. So I'm yet to try one, but I will definitely try one this weekend also. But also just, you know, I think there's one thing to kind of say it, and, you know, going back to the burgers, the pop-up, it's one thing to say it, it's one thing to come up with the idea, and there's another thing to just do it. And you're doing it, Albert. You obviously you're Foundation North, but you're doing the burgers, but you're doing the content. And I can imagine your first instance, like, what the heck? I don't know how to do this. I don't. This is just out of my comfort zone. This is just silly. But now you're doing it, and you're getting a lot of traction. A lot of people are enjoying the content, and I'll tell you also, it's what made you kind of like, you know what, I need to just keep doing that, because some people are like, oh, try it. It may not be good. It may not be. It might be hit and miss, and then you get, I just stop.
Yeah.
But you're still doing it. You're doing it, and you continue to do it. But what is it? What's the mindset behind you? Like, no, I'm just gonna keep doing it. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, man. I mean, consistency is key. Like, a big part of it is my kids. Like, you know, seeing seeing us owning a business and like running a business, making my parents, like, it makes our parents proud as well, knowing that we're doing stuff. But that's probably the key. Is like, man, my kids get to see it, and a good example of it is like the drop that's happening, you know, on the weekend. Actually, it's a fundraiser for my daughter's school. What had happened was that she's a part of she goes to Rise Up Academy, and they've got a performing arts program that they've got there called Super. And teacher said, "Oh, hey, we've got a fundraiser for our t-shirts." And she puts her hand up and she goes, "All right, miss, my dad and his uncles, they got businesses, they'll sponsor us." And I thought she was joking. I actually thought she was joking. And I got a text from the teacher saying, "Oh, we just thank you so much. Thank you so much for." And I was like, I'm locked in now. Just called off the uncles and went, "Hey man, shucks, this is what we're doing. You know, let's all get amongst it." And it's myself, Walk Creations, NZ, and JTS Transportation Services. We all got together and we're like, "Oh, sweet, we'll get this sorted." So all the money that's coming in for the burgers are going straight to pay for that. And like, there's a mindset thing there for our kids going, "Oh, shucks, like I can rely on a business, or like business is normal to us, and this is what we can do with business." In their mind, like for me, I'm hoping I'm planting a seed that like, business is about making money, but man, it's also about like this here as well, being able to sponsor, and being able to sponsor out of like, and I'm a big advocate for it, because I've had to learn like, and stuff that we grew up with as well, I think is specific, like being able to give out of our overflow rather than giving out of our lack. Like, you know, making sure that the business is okay, making sure they have enough demand, and we're in a space now where we can go, man, like we can sell enough burgers to be able to pay for what we need to pay for, but also bless someone else. And that just gives it just gives purpose to what Haddon House is, because at the end of the day, Haddon House is all about bringing people together, And we did that through burgers. When we first started, you could never buy a single burger. You had to buy like multiple packs because it forced people to talk and engage and come together. And people used to ask us, man, why didn't you sell chips and drinks with your burgers when we first started? In my mind, I was already thinking, well, you can buy chips from down the road over there, and you can buy a drink from the dairy over there. And you can go eat it at the park over there. My thing was like, man, I can make a great burger. That person can also make money on the chips, and my dairy can get exposure by them getting a drink. So we're bringing money into Mangere, and it's being distributed out evenly, where we can all eat. Because at the end of the day, there's enough food on the table for all of us to eat. Like that's like the mind. That's what the mindset has to be. And that's what we're finding now with the small businesses that I surround myself with. Like, if you come to Mangere, like, there's Haddon House, but there's like this amazing couple out there running called like Hungry Bully.
Yeah.
Hungry Bully.
Able. It's Able.
Yeah. So they do smash burgers.
Able.
They do smash burgers as well. We're in constant contact with each other, going, bro, like, bro, you're doing amazing. Like, and my thing is like, man, with their growth that they've had, it's forced me to be better. But it's forced me to be better, not in a better way. It's forced me to be better, knowing that, man, there's enough food on the table for all of us to eat. That when you do well, like, it forces me to do well, and then it becomes about me being better, not about me complaining to someone going, oh man, so they're like, they're only doing good because they're doing blah 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 blah. It really is like, man, you guys are doing great. That's more of an inspiration to me, rather than like a competition thing.
That's awesome. Oh, I like
so,
that.
I love my also as well, man. They're doing great stuff out there. Like,
man.
Their take on the whip burger, where I was like, insane. I was letting everyone know, man. I know they got all the reviews out there, but look back at my Instagram, I was the first one to certify them, man. So I always tell them I was the first one to certify. You remember? I said, man, I love the foil. I told them I loved it.
And the thing is, with Abel and his lovely wife, I tried some of their burgers, and thanks, Abel. Props to you and your amazing burgers, Hungry Bully. But yeah, man, that burger was me and my brother-in-law and my daughter. Oh, she's E-Hunter. We had that, bro. That burger was amazing. It was amazing, man. Just some good folks. I love what you said as well, because you know, everyone eats at the table. Often you get people like they're quite competitive or quite territorial. Albert, no, this is my thing, my space. Yeah. You don't come into my territory and so forth. This is what I do. Who are you to come into this space or arena? And then we kind of fighting over crumbs. Yeah, so
that's it. Like, you're fighting. We're not sitting at the table. We're fighting at the bottom of the table.
Yeah.
Crumbs. Like I said, the mindset is, man. Like, if you're doing great, like, I have to be great as well. And what that does, it keeps the quality high. And that's the thing. Like, we're not trying to undercut anyone. No one's trying to undercut anyone. Everyone's just trying to be better. And like, it's just like a lot of the small businesses that are out there, like Southside Seafood Boil. Like, I always think, like, man, I was gonna do a video soon of stuff you can only get in Mangere. I've never sold a smash burger outside of Mangere. Like, you have to come into Mangere to get it.
Good.
You gotta come into Mangere to get like a Hungry Bully smash burger. You gotta come into Mangere to get Auntie Ina's Hangi bucket. You gotta come into Mangere to get like South Acclimate seafood. In Amos's Pies, you gotta come in here into the area to spend money. And when you spend money here, you gotta spend money around the area. And it just builds the economy. Like, in my mind, like, I'm not an economist or anything like that, but that makes sense to me. Like, that collectivism, but like, not collectivism and not like in a high quality sense. We're all pushing each other to be better and not trying to undercut each other. Because, like, man, if we all do well, man, it just uplifts the whole space. And I think that's the movement that's happening at the moment. Like, with this next generation, or our generation, really, is I feel like we're in our prime for a certain time. And like, as we do as much work as we can, like, we just got to take it to a certain space and be ready to let it go and let the next generation do even better.
I like that you mentioned that we kind of passing on the mantle here. And so some people, some old heads like to stay there. Like, oh no, this is the old boys club. This is how no one takes over from us. Yeah. I like it that you said that you need to pass on the mantle to the next generation, and the hope is that the next generation does better than
100%
than the present generation. And so it's just something. There's something in Mangere, because I'm an old title boy, man. 274 hard. Yeah. But something in Mangere, man, 275, doing some great things. You got the likes of Fitz 275. Fitz is, and I caught up with you when at the suicide walk. They had it out of Mangere, and I saw you doing and the whole thing is that everyone gets together. I'm noticing that everyone gets together, working together. They're striving to be better for each other, but also for themselves. And something's happening there, man. What's in the water there? Also, is there something in Mangere at the moment, or?
But it's collaboration here. Like it's probably the key thing here. Like yes, everyone's got to. Like if you're talking about like the social service space and all that, like everyone's got to tender for contracts. We get that, understand that, but there's a mutual understanding there that like, man, it's for the betterment of Mangere. Like everything that we do, like is for the betterment of our area, for the next generation. And if you have that mindset, along with the whole thing around, man, we all got food on the table, and if you're doing great, I've got to do better. You lift the quality, but two, we're all on the same boat and have the same vision. And like egos don't matter. And to be honest, when the egos come out, there's enough people there to put you back in check. Like,
put you back in line.
They're not afraid to blast you and let you know, like, what's up?
Take it easy.
Bring it down a couple of notches, mate.
Oh, but you mentioned some really cool words in terms of ego, pride, purpose. You said purpose, Albert. Obviously, we've mandated the premise around the whole, what we have the talanoas is to encourage our men to be exemplary men in our communities, our families, our whānau, our inga, family. And so purpose, what are you seeing? Maybe we can touch base on this. What are you seeing in terms of our men, in terms of purpose? Are we lacking a bit of purpose from your own experience? Are you seeing like, man, our young men, even our older generation are really kind of striving, they're really looking for purpose? Or is there a lack of purpose, or are there people who have no purpose?
Yeah, good question, eh? I mean, I can only speak from my experience. Like, my dad, before he passed, man, hard worker, like was able to pass that trade on, and had a huge heart, like and I was lucky enough to have that. And I know some young men aren't lucky enough to have strong father figures. I think the key for our generation, like I said, I always feel like, man, I remember growing up and they'd say like, bro, you're like the Joshua generation, like, you guys are the next ones, da 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 da. And I'm like, yeah, cool. And then like I think as you get older, like now I'm like 35 now, and I sit there like, man, I feel like I don't know if I'm a Joshua. I'm probably more of like a Moses. Probably just like I've got to take it to a certain point and let the next Joshua take them through to wherever they need to go to. Obviously, it's a biblical reference, but what I figured is, bro, you're a Joshua to someone and you're a Moses to someone. So you're always striving to be better. You're always striving to like push the boundaries. But at some certain point, with some generation, like at some certain point, you got to be like, oh, sweet, like I've had my time, I'm ready to go. And in terms of purpose, man, it really is for me at the moment. It's just being able to set a good example by being present with my family. If I'm present with my family and my household is good, that's going to be an amazing reflection on another young person that's going to be able to see that aren't my kids. I mean, I think with social media now and the exposure that you have, and I guess with social media, you open up your life to the world and that space. Like the more positive role models that are out there, I guess in the social media space. I mean, like, yeah, fun and stuff. I'm not saying being like holy on social medias, like on social media. But it's like, you got to have like, your authentic, like you said, your authentic self. Like if you're true to who you are and you're a good father, you're present with your kids. Like I find that to be a powerful example for other young men, because that's something that I was privileged to have. And I never take that for granted. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. I just know what I can do.
It's cool.
And what I can do is like, man, I can just be the best example that I can be.
Yeah. And I agree 100% also in terms of, obviously, as fathers, you want to be the best example to your kids. And even just being present, like you said, being present there. And your kids know that, oh, yeah, dad's here. When you just kind of giving them some good advice and so forth, and you're just loving on your kids. And so often, sometimes you hear some of the stats, the loving stats, like sometimes the father's very inside or not there.
Yeah.
But you're right in terms of our dads being there, and so appreciate that also, and purpose. And, you find your own purpose. You find what it is that you're good at, what you love to do.
Yeah.
And that's the hope. The hope that our as men, we just find our purpose. We live out our mandate, so to speak, and we just do it. We just love it.
Yeah, I mean, I heard I don't know if this is true, but man, I heard this wise man once say, like, man, there's big trucks that hold, like, I don't know if they're mining trucks or whatever they are, but those big trucks work more efficiently with the load on rather than with a load off. And I always remember it because I'm like, man, like, like you said, like a man without purpose, it gets lost there. It's inefficient. Like, it doesn't work the way it's supposed to work. With their truck, with the load on, when you have your purpose, like everything, like I honestly believe, like everything falls into place for you when you find that purpose. And you when you walk in purpose, hey, like you just work with this, you walk with this mana, this power, yeah.
So I thought you were going to be philosophical, man.
No, so I saw the light, and then the angels came down from the.
Bro, man, no, I agree. When there's the load, obviously men just kind of, I think we just built that way. We just built that way that, hey, it's just natural of who we are as men. There's a load there. We just pick it up. We just go pick up the slacks and we just go with it. That's good, man. Good analogy as well. But also, I do want to touch on this. Where we're going at. Where we're going at, Dan. And so, also, just recently. I don't know, and I commented on that snippet of the clip. Also, what's up with Samoan, the Auckland Rugby? What is going on? Because so what's going on, man? The rubbish, and I don't know what it is, but you called them out, and I think and I appreciate it. I'm glad you called them out. I'm really glad you called them out because. This is not how we roll as people. This is not how we roll as a Pacifica people group. And so, tell us also what made you, what kind of stir the fire in the belly to say, hey, enough's enough? Because you were saying 5 years now, 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, like the conversation has been sort of on and off with them for 5 years. Like, I think we thought we were talking to the right person, but I don't think we were.
What's that person's name?
I was trying to stay vague. But like you asked what the purpose was, like what drove it, bro. It's that.
Yeah.
Bro, it's the pride in the area. The pride for our people as well. And I mean, I had to call out if you haven't seen the post, like, there's a whole bunch of rubbish that was left after a rugby tournament that happens every year, Aorere Park. Samoa Rugby, the village game, or everyone knows as the village games, man. And the first thing I'll say is, man, I love the village games. I love going to watch. I love seeing our people celebrate their culture. I love seeing our young men go and represent their villages and just being a part of the whole process. Like, it's amazing. We go out and watch all the time. I don't know if I'll be able to get watching now. They might throw a bottle at me. But, I'll start off by saying we love that, right? But it was the aftermath for us when we went out and I walked around, and somebody just told me to go have a walk. Around, and it's their first week of the tournament. And man, like you seen the video, there was rubbish. It was bottled in the tree, and they're trying to hide their pizza boxes underneath some branches. And I was like, oh man, beer bottles everywhere and stuff. And obviously the Samoa Auckland committee, I guess they're the governors, right? So they're in charge of the tournament, I guess, in itself. But there's a bigger question there outside of that. It's like, man, a committee is a committee, but what are our people doing when they're there? When the thousands of people are there watching these games and seeing this happening, what are our people doing? And my honest intention was I had to call them out because they're the committee. But the heart behind them was, man, what the heck are our people doing? Like drinking, like in the park, like and leaving a mess. I understand like having a game and having like a beer after the game. I get that, like 100%, like where you deserve it. But that was overboard. And then bringing it to light. My hope is that like because we've brought attention to it, sometimes it only takes one person to really to stand up for everyone to like, pull the finger out and be like, no, actually, no, you're right. So on social media, that's what we've seen. Like, man, that's like, this God, it's fucking yellow, da 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 da. And then you got all the, you got all the Los Angeles that are throwing each other under the bus who are drinking. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
And then you're not, but from years.
No, but like like everyone, like there's some banter in there. But the overall sentiment was, man, this is not us. And I'm hoping that like when they come around, the next time they come around, then more people feel confident to say, not just walk past it, but be like, man, that isn't us. The cool thing about it is that like I've been in contact with Auckland Samoa, and they're going through some really cool changes as well, and I guess in the governance and and how they run things, which is really cool, and that's probably the best outcome for it. Really, is being able to talk to them, find a solution, troubleshoot, and work together. Because at the end of the day, like people say, like cancel the tournament or move it somewhere else. One, I don't want to cancel the tournament because, bro, it's a cool tournament. But two, even if you do move it somewhere else, you move the problem with it. It's just going to go to another community. And I would feel like, man, how stink was I that I wasn't able to influence a change when I could with the platform that I have. I didn't know it was going to do that. Like, I just posted it and thought like just my normal, like our OG followers would be like, oh yeah, sweet. And then they'll just be bing, 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 bing. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like it's really taken off. But I guess what that means, man, people really care about it.
Yeah.
Not just Samoans, but like everyone, Yeah. So yeah, it really was around like, man, I'm like, my hope is that, man, that just there's like, honestly, for me, it's not about Auckland Samoa Rugby, because it's just there's a committee, like 10 people. It's about the other 1,000 people that are there who just walk straight past and were like, oh, now all good. That's a norm. It can't be a norm. Like it's like I feel like that's our responsibility for our generation. It can't be a norm, because if it's a norm, we just carry it on to the next generation. Like you can imagine the kids. It's right next to daycares. Right next to there's a primary school over there. There's all the older college students go through. Like if they see bottles smashed on the ground as a norm, like that cycle continues on. Like, and it's a big part of like what the advocacy bit was all about. Like I mentioned, like people can think that I was being a hater on there or whatever, but end of the day, like, man, it really was for our community, not just for the Mangere community, but man, our people. Like it hurt even more. It was even harder to do, because I could have blasted them like 5 years ago, but I didn't, because it was that hard, because it was our own people. That's what makes it hard. And like and I'm always aware of the saying, when you blast people, your own people online, it gives others the authority to reaffirm stereotypes. Yeah. And you saw that in the comments too, like from people that weren't Samoan.
Bro, what they say? What's some of the comments?
Bro, get back, do this in your own country, like get back, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
it's Auckland Samoan.
Like, what do you mean? I was born here. Like, but like it's just, man, it's so sad. Like that's hardy. Like, and that, like, and going, like, man, that's why the certified stuff is always interesting, because I'll only certify stuff that I like and that that's good, that I find good. If I don't like something, I won't post it, because end of the day, there's still someone's business here or someone's thing. I might have a different palette, different understanding, but I guess just portraying that negativity out there, might get clickbait and bites and stuff like that. But for me, like that's not something I want to be remembered for, known for, like just being like negative, because genuinely that's not me. Like it's not authentically me. Like that's what I was trying to say. Like, man, I get fired up for that video, because of the effect that it has on our communities. But man, it was a tough one, because like I said, it was our own people, and I know how their stuff can like flare up. And the last thing I want to do is reaffirm a stereotype.
Yeah, no, I like how you mentioned that, reaffirming stereotypes. But I think, in all honesty, also, I'm glad you did call them out, because I think what you're actually doing is you're doing them a favor. and it'd be a disservice if no one says something about it, or no one calls them out and so forth. And I think what you did is it's quite brave. Quite brave. Takes a lot of courage to say, hey, call them out, and you see that. And what does it tell you, Albert? That people are thinking along the same lines, like, hey, this is not good. We shouldn't be doing this kind of stuff. And even if it's and the worst thing is, it's our own people doing it to in our communities.
Yeah.
And so the hope is that we have the conversation. And like you said, I think that you kind of bumped into someone who's...
Yeah, and I had a really good conversation, just got understood where they were coming from and like the process that they were putting in. So my thing is like, man, it's like, the positive for me is like, man, I think the video did a job where we were able to find a solution. Like, at the end of the day, like we were able to make contact with them, because just you just like do a header video, like, and then like that's it.
Nothing gets done.
You just get all the clicks in there. That's all good. Yeah. But like, I'm so happy that we were able to like have a real brief and quick conversation, and hopefully find like a really good solution around like how to mitigate some of that stuff, but also just bring it to their attention as well. Because yeah,
it's good. I like it because you've been able to strike a conversation, and I think that's what it is. And to sort out some of the misunderstanding or miscommunication, but also, hey, this is not cool. You need to understand this. But the fact that you're actually having a conversation with the right people, someone in the committee, which tells us, hey, it's needed. It's needed to have. It's going in the right direction. Hopefully, is it this week or next?
Yeah, this Saturday. So
this Saturday.
This Saturday. So
this Saturday.
See bottles fly over my feet. My bad.
So hopefully that that Auckland Samoan Rugby and the committee, but people there, they make sure, hey, they make sure that Mangere is clean. Make sure there's even if you're not from the community, that we need to take care of this place or Aorere Park and so forth. And so, good on you. I say good on you for calling them out. And that's why I love the fact that who you are, Albert. One day you had Haddon burgers, and you start doing something funny. And then you kind of standing up for the community, but something that may be quite controversial, but also that's something that needs to be said. So and it brings so much light and also goodness, not only for our people and our communities, but also for our young people who are watching this, because it's all on content on media, social media.
100%. Yeah, it's like this whole it's all changing the landscape of like social media. It's giving you the power to taking away. I almost feel like it's taking away the power from all the corporate, and it's giving you the opportunity to be yourself and market yourself the way you want to market. Obviously, that comes with a lot of challenges and hard work, but like the ball's in your court now. Like you have control and what that looks like, and that's exciting. That's exciting for our generation now who's trying to pick it up. It's exciting for the next generation who's gonna do even better as well.
Yeah, man, I love also. I don't know, Denton. You want to ask anything, Denton? Anything specific you're thinking of?
It was. My question is also this is something to do with Haddon House. Where's the name? Like the origin of the name was like, how did you come up with Haddon House?
Yeah, man, it was a super. It was a real, like, all the marketing and all of the strategies that we like had to go through to like
hundreds and thousands of dollars,
of marketing and consultancy, engagement around the name. And we finally landed on one name, which was the name of our street, which is Haddon Street out of the Mangere, so Haddon House. And I mean, like, it's more so because it's the way we refer to our houses, like our family houses. Like we just name the name of the street instead of saying Bucky's house. They'll name the street and the house. So anytime we're doing family kongai, we'll have it at this person's house or that person's house. It's just referred to by the street. So Haddon House. That's how Haddon House was born. My choice was, I was like, that sounds a bit too like average, maybe try to make it fancy. And then I was like, I said, let's maybe call it like House of Haddon. And my wife's like, that sounds like a nightclub. No. But yeah, Haddon House, man, just after our street, just trying to make, it's all part of, man, just trying to, the perception of our area, like of the street, just on Mangere, like just making it just bringing pride to it. Like for me, like just having pride in the name, pride in the brand. When people hear Haddon House, they didn't see like the first thing that pops up on Google about Mangere. Like, the first thing they think about with Haddon House or Haddon Street is, oh man, so like me business down there. So don't throw your rubbish in Aorere Park down there. Like, so hopefully that's what they're gonna think. And then come tomorrow.
Oh man. Oh, Uso, I tell you what, Uso, it's been an absolute pleasure. It is. It's man, I'm so glad, Albert. And I know it's been a bit in the pipelines in terms of getting you on. I'm so glad to have the talanoa with you, and just your wealth of experience, but also the business. I love it. The business side of who you are and your entrepreneurship, a little bit about your family and culture, and then also obviously Foundation North. But I need to ask you this also in terms of, and I always ask our guests in terms of legacy. And I know maybe you've touched on little bits of I'm assuming your legacy, but when it's all said and done also, when you are gone, what do you want to be remembered for? What does Albert Scott want to be remembered for? What's your legacy?
Oh man, I think it's like a complex answer. I was like, man, I knew this question was coming, and I was like, man, I want to give like a super complex answer. It's gonna shatter the roof off this place. But man, in all honesty, when I was thinking about it, I was like, man, I'd love to be remembered as an amazing father, an amazing husband, someone that someone that looked after his family, honored his parents, and loved his community, like wholeheartedly, no strings attached, just genuinely loved them for just the reason of loving them, like, unconditionally love the space. I think a lot of times, like, you think of like, man, if I do this, I want to get that. But I'd love to be remembered as someone that, if I had to shift the dial, really was around, man. He was someone that, when I spoke to him, when I talked to him, anything we did, it was with no strings attached. It was genuine. So yeah.
Man, my Lord, love also. Bro, you just give a bit of that somber feeling.
No, so because I put my voice a couple octaves lower on that one.
That pause.
I was just waiting for like the lights to dim and then the spotlight to come this way. Oh shucks.
I love it also. I love it. Some people want the legacy. They think, oh, something kind of massive, and you're like, oh man, it's so complicated. But I love it. It's just simple, but it's to the heart, to the heart, and it's just who you are as a person, Albert. Also, man, just mad love for the work that you do, Haddon House. I just pray that it continues to go well, continues to grow.
Thank you.
And also your family and who you are, obviously in the Foundation North, the work that you're already doing. But I just really pray, and I hope that it just grows to new heights, just levels, just leaps and bounds also. And I appreciate your time. But Danton, did you have anything else also? You wanted to ask Albert before we wrap up also? Anything? Oh, good. And so also I appreciate it. And you know what I say, also always have a caricature, always draw a cartoon of how I envision our guest to be. And also on behalf of the team of Danton, George, Carolyn, and myself, the Mandate team, this is for you also.
See. Oh man, that looks exactly like me. Oh man, appreciate that. Also,
man, thank you also.
Man, that's it. That might be my new logo now.
Oh man,
change my logo to this. That's awesome.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate your time.
Thank
also.
You, so.
No, thank you, absolutely. Absolutely love the work you do, Albert. Really do, man. Obviously, you and I, burger lovers. We love our burgers. But I'll be there. We'll be there. This obviously Sunday. And props to your lovely wife, your wahine, your family, and your kids, and the fundraisers. And so, hey, you want to plug in for the anything else besides anything? It could be anything. Also.
Oh man, I think just follow the page, man, and show love to your small businesses, like that are out there. Local small business hustles, local businesses, like man, yeah, there's the big food chains and stuff like that. So Mr. Beasters jumped on board and did a post about In-N-Out Burger when they were here. But man, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like the Auckland Burger game, I might get some flack for this one. This might be a soundbite, but I'm gonna say Auckland has the best burger game in the world. I'm not even lying. Like, come at me with the amount of burgers, the quality burgers that we got here in Auckland.
Yeah.
I've been to the States. It's unmatched.
Yeah, no, I've tried the In-N-Out burgers and all the other ones, but yeah, no, so far, man, it's, yeah, that's a
So
like,
put
there's
that
a
in
big
your
call.
pipe and smoke it. Oh, you know.
Okay, guys, thank you. This is our last episode. Oh, but hey, also, hey, any last words? We always give our guests the last words to the viewers, to the listeners. Also, if you look at that camera right there, for our men, any words of encouragement?
Oh man, do you, man. Be the man that for us, man. Be the man that God meant you to be. Walk in your purpose, man. And yeah, much love. Also, just want to honor you, man, and the podcast as well that's here. Like, to be honest, you're one of the first brown faces that we got to see, especially through the lockdown. And just want to honor you for the work that you guys do here, man. Like, man, we really, like, I think Brian and my brother-in-law, who was in like the UK, was watching you guys, and I'm also just in awe in the space because there's not at the time when you guys were in there, man. I'm pretty sure you guys were one of the only brown faces that we've seen, and now we see a lot more of them as well. So I just want to honor you also and the foundation that you set as well, for I guess for the podcast space, but also just the content space as well. Also, so appreciate you so, and just want to honor you.
Man, Maro love also. Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words as well. Also, hey, so guys, once again, the man, the face, the founder, Haddon House, of some of the best burgers in Auckland, if not the best. Hey.
No, I wouldn't say that. It's all to preference, but I will say, see, trying to catch me out there.
Oh, is it the Burger Lab? Is it
you know what they say also? The kumara, so yeah, sweet. They'll talk about it.
But hey, once again, thank you. Please, don't forget to subscribe. Once again, Albert Scott, I don't love a sweet for.